Hey guys, Luke Bartley here. Today we're going to build a super simple clamp rack. It holds all my bar clamps, a few C clamps, and a corner clamp. I'm going to show you how to cut the slots in it using a handsaw, a circular saw, and a table saw. So anybody can cut this, super easy to build. So if you want to see how it's done, stick around. Got 14 bar clamps, different styles, different sizes here. Got a few C clamps and a corner clamp that I'm going to build the racks, hang it on the wall so I can get these off my workspace, get them up in their own home. I'm going to be making this out of 3/4 inch plywood, just a piece of scrap that I have left over from another project. It's going to be held together with just glue and screws. It's going to be real simple to make, so anybody can make this. First we're going to start out by figuring out how far the clamps need to be from each other, and then we'll start marking out the slots for the clamps, and then we'll start cutting it. I'm going to make the centers of the slot 1.5 inches from the next slot. And the top board where the clamps are going to hang, I'm going to make that 4.5 inches. But I only need about 1 3/4 inches worth of slot, so these can slide into it and hang on the rack. I'm going to get my plywood out and I'm going to start ripping it down to size. I'm going to set the table saw up now for 4.5 inches. If you don't have a table saw to rip these down, that's okay. You can use a circular saw. You can draw a line and just cut along the line, or if you're not comfortable with that, you can use another board like a 2x4 or something like that, whatever you have lying around. And you can set it up to act as a guide for your circular saw. And depending on what side you're cutting, if you're cutting it this direction or that direction, you want to know where your board is from the distance of the blade. On my saw, it tells me that from this edge to the blade is 1 inch, and then from this side it's looks like 4 inches. So if I'm cutting on this side, if my fence is on this side of the circular saw, I'll mark 4 inches away from the line I need to cut and place the straight edge. If I'm cutting on this side, I'll place the board 1 inch away from the line and then run this side along and cut the piece I need. So this is completely doable by a circular saw or a table saw.
If you don't have access to a circular saw or a table saw, you could also use your home center and they can cut down the pieces in the store.
Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 4.5 inch strips. I'm going to cut 2 of them. I'm not going to worry about it making it the exact same width and height. I'm just going to do 2 strips at 4.5 inches. This will be the basic shape once we're done. The slots will be cut in up here for all the clamps to go on. This will just be glued and screwed down just for some strength, and then this back piece will just be mounted to the wall. You don't have to have it this size of a bottom piece. I'm just doing it because it's just easy to cut 2 pieces out the same size and throw them together. All you really need for the bottom piece, just enough that it's going to take screws into it and support the weight. Now I'm going to get the tape measure out and mark the slots. Starting out, this middle piece, this middle line is just the center of the board. It's a 34 inch piece, so 17 would be the middle. And I'm going to go out 1.25 inches from each side, or 1.5 inches from each side, and then another 1.5 inches, and then go all the way until I'm at the ends of the board. Now that I have the lines laid out, I have room for 21 bar clamps. Since I only have 14 right now, I'll have room for my corner clamps and my C-clamps to hang on there as well. These are 1/4 inch wide bar clamps. The different style ones are all about 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna, just so they're not too tight on there, but not super loose, I'm just gonna go a hair above 1/4 inch, so these will slide right on. Right now I'm just marking out 1/8 of an inch before and after the line I made previously. That'll give me 1/4 inch. Then when I'm using the saw, I'll just make it a hair wider, just to make sure everything slides in well. I'm making these slots 1.5 inches deep, so I'm going to mark that on the board, so I know how far to put the blade into. Instead of going every single one, I'm just going to mark in a couple spots and use my short level. So now I'll show you guys the 3 different ways you can make this, like I said, using a hand saw, a circular saw, and a table saw. What I'm going to do, I'm going to clamp this to the edge of my bench and show you how to make the slots with a hand saw. Have this clamped onto my bench now. I'll show you that this can easily be made with a handsaw. Use a screwdriver to get in there and break that centerpiece out. Check to see if it fits. And there you go, you have it. Slot cut with a handsaw. And then you just continue that all the way through. Now I'm going to show you with the circular saw. Get it on there and just set the depth of the blade. Now you're just going to cut your slots. There you go, you have a slot cut by a circular saw. Now I'm going to go over the table saw now and show you how to make the slots with table saw. Took the fence off my table saw, and for this I'm going to use this miter slot here. Set the cut depth up to my line again. I'm going to hold this on here. I'm going to make passes like that. Now that I have all my slots cut, I'm just going to go through and check each slot, make sure that they're wide enough that they'll slide in. And all that blowout on the back, I'm just going to hit it with the sander. Just going to put a bead of glue on this. Clamp it up, throw some screws in it, and then it'll be good to go. Got the clamp clamps on there, so now I can put in a few screws to help hold it tight. Alright, I got this mounted to the wall now, so now I can go ahead and start putting the clamps on. There we have it. Super simple clamp rack that can be cut by a hand saw, circular saw, or table saw. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Just thank you for watching.